Namaskar. On behalf of the National Center for the Performing Arts, Mumbai and City, a very, very warm welcome to all of you. We feel privileged today to have with us Mr. Ashu Khullar, Chief Executive Officer, Citi India, and Region Head, Citi South Asia. Along with his wife, Mrs. Manika Khullar, we extend a special welcome to Mr. and Mrs. Khullar, as well as to the guests and senior officials of Citi and all our esteemed members of the audience. Thank you all once again for joining us this evening. We are delighted to share with you, friends, that Citi this year is embarking on its 120th year in India. And we take this opportunity to congratulate them for this achievement. And I was about to announce that may you please join me in applauding, and you did spontaneously. Thank you so much. Citi and NCPA have been trendsetters in their respective fields. And over a decade ago, we joined hands as a team to nurture the Indian heritage. Together, we have undertaken initiatives to support the timeless institution of Guru Shishya, which has been instrumental in perpetuating the artistic as well as cultural ethos of our great culture. Among our several joint initiatives, we also have an educational program that reaches out to nearly 800 school children from socio-economically underprivileged background. We believe that every child has a right to discover the joy of music, and through this program, we try to uphold that right. We are also happy to share with you that under the patronage of Citi, in association with Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj Vastu Sangrahalaya, CSMVS, we participated, NCPA participated in curating an exhibition on music which is on wheels. The idea is that those who cannot come to the museum should go to them. And indeed, the bus goes to different schools in Maharashtra and Gujarat. The special bus carrying the exhibition on music is now parked on the NCPA grounds opposite the box office. You know, when you get out of here, you will see the bus. It will be there today until 8:30 p.m. So after this event, you could please have a look at it. And even though it is meant for children, basically, but you will be as adults surprised to know how beautiful it is done and how much there for us to discover even as adults. Please pick up a copy of the brochure that is kept maybe under your seats or from our volunteers outside to know all about our joint activities. Having opened the 11th edition of the Citi-NCPA Aadi Anant from here to eternity on December 4, today we are proud to present the grand finale. Yesterday we had the second session with T.M. Krishnaji, and today we have the grand finale of the 11th edition of the Citi-NCPA Aadi Anant from here to eternity. Until the pandemic hit us, every year, and we mean every year, we have been presenting 5 events across 4 cities. But last year we couldn't do so. We had to be happy with only an online edition, which is limited edition. And this year too, we have restricted ourselves with just 3 concerts, and that too in Mumbai only. Next year, we fervently hope, truly hope, to be back to our old routine. Please pick up a copy, as I said, to know everything about the joint activities. We also invite you to watch the photo display if you haven't already on your way coming in the foyer, tracing the journey of Citi-NCPA, this festival through the past decade. Today, we feel extremely privileged to present Song of the Himalayas, conceptualized and composed by the renowned music composer Shri Shantanu Moitra. The event springs from Shantanuji's first 50 and thereafter 100 years sojourn across the Himalayas, and compositions, musical compositions that have been created on the way, triggered by his interaction with the mighty mountains all above 14,000 feet through Bhutan, Nepal, Sikkim, Tibet, and of course Arunachal Pradesh. Shantanuji will intersperse the musical presentation with riveting stories of his first-hand experiences and breathtaking visuals of the mountains. His group includes Miss Ani Choying, a celebrated Buddhist nun from Nago Gompa Nanari in Nepal, and Miss Kaushiki Chakraborty, a classically trained vocalist renowned for having an amazing command over the voice as well as diverse genres. Friends, I wouldn't want to say anything more about this vocalist. I think the magic you should enjoy for yourself. The ensemble also includes a brilliant violinist, Shri Ambi Subramaniam, and host of other talented musicians who will be introduced during the concert. On behalf of NCPA and Citi and all the audiences, we would like to express our gratitude to Shantanu ji and all the artists for accepting our invitation. Friends, I am so deeply delighted to share with you that Shantanu ji just recently completed a 1400 kilometers on the bicycle along the mighty river Ganga. We congratulate him along with you on accomplishing this great feat and request him to produce an event such as this one to share with all of us the great experiences that he had alongside the Ganga. Shantanu ji, we hope you are listening. We express our heartfelt thanks to MediaWorks for video recording and sound arrangements, our own very team, NCPA, technical, PR, marketing, photography, and my own very Indian music team, as well as members of Shantanu ji's production team for putting up such a grand finale. As you can see, so many people have worked tirelessly over the last few weeks, and I'm sorry I can't take every name, but we are a team. Duration of this present, friends, is around 100 minutes without intermission. May I please request you to switch off your mobile phones and, more importantly, desist from doing any kind of recording, audio or video. And before I leave the stage, may I please request all of us to give a big round of applause to Shantanu ji and the artists and invite them on the stage. Thank you. Let's enjoy.
So this is a surreal experience for me. 100 days in Himalayas was almost seems like an epiphany. Things that I experienced, things that I thought we should do. COVID happened. And we realized the rights and the wrongs, what we were doing, something which I kind of felt 2 years back when I was in the Himalayas. This is my first concert post the lockdown being open, and not that I do many concerts like the maestros on stage, but I think it's a very special moment that it's happening in NCPA, and you are there. It's you and us together which breaks open this 2 years of devastation and mayhem that we've all gone through. I genuinely believe art can play a difference, and I'm so honored and humbled that it has opened with the 100 Days in Himalayas as a concert. What story should I begin with? This is my third time that I'm doing here. I was wondering what to start with, and I think it had to start with this story about Dras. It's the second coldest place in the world, and I reached Dras at around 9:30 in the morning, I shall remember, and I was looking for a place to have a cup of tea. So suddenly, I could smell some biryani. So subah 9:30 baje, biryani is generally not the usual thing to smell. But I was like, okay. So I asked my driver, ये कहाँ से आ रहा है? कहता नहीं, वो जो दुकान है वहाँ पे वो चाय भी बनाते हैं, वो सुबह biryani भी देते हैं. I said, okay, awesome. So I went there, and I met this incredible person there called Ahmed Bhai. Ahmed Bhai is this shortish, guy with a lot of energy. So he's a part-time cook and a part-time mullah. He kind of handles both of them. He's got this tea shop. So I asked him कि 9:30 बजे सुबह बिरयानी कौन खाता है? कहता है यहाँ पे सब खाते हैं जी. इतना ठंड जो है ना, तो प्रोटीन चाहिए होता है, प्रोटीन. तो हम सुबह हम बिरयानी खा लेते हैं. We eat the biryani and we are set for the day. Totally logical and scientific, of course. So I got talking to him over a cup of tea, and I think, आप कहाँ से आ रहे हैं? He said कि जी मैं तो पटना से आ रहा हूँ. I said, पटना से द्रास? कहता जी क्या है कि मेरे 3 ही ख्वाहिश थे. One was that I didn't want to stay in a hot place. I wanted to stay in a cold place. So he chose Dras, which is minus 65 degrees Celsius. He said कि सर मुझे कीड़ों मकोड़ों से बहुत प्रॉब्लम है, तो मुझे ऐसी जगह रहना था जहाँ पे कोई कीड़े मकोड़े नहीं होते. So he pretty much chose Dras, where I think in that temperature nothing lives. तीसरा, and he's telling me तीसरे में सर थोड़ा प्रॉब्लम हो गया. मैंने क्या कहा, तो मुझे एक बड़ा सुकून वाला जगह चाहिए था जहाँ पे कोई टेंशन नहीं होता. पर देखो ना, यहाँ पे कारगिल वॉर हो गया. बस यहीं पे से गोला बारूद चलते थे यहाँ पे. देखिए वो टाइगर हिल है, दिख रहा है, एंड यू कुड सी फ्रॉम देयर टी शॉप, एवरीथिंग इज क्लियर. मैंने फ्रॉम द enemy perspective, I think his shop was a sitting duck. तो I said, तो आप फिर घर नहीं गए? कहते घर जाने को मन किया, पर क्या है कि ये अपने जो फौजी थे ना, वो पूरे दिन के बाद, he is not mentioning that they were at war, he's a very sophisticated guy. पूरे दिन के बाद जब वो वापस अपने मेस जाते थे, वो मेस का खाना किसको अच्छा लगता है? तो मन लगा भाई मैं तो बिरयानी बना ही रहा हूँ, तो उनके लिए भी बना लूँ. So he started feeding the soldiers, day 1, day 2, day 3, and it went on. And I asked Ahmed Bhai, कब तक आप बिरयानी बनाते रहे? And he said something which was really very simple but so beautiful. He said, जब तक हमारा तिरंगा झंडा उस चोटी पे नहीं लहराया, तब तक मैं बिरयानी बनाता रहा. The feeling that I got that day, and I have goosebumps when I say this, that you don't have to be something sensational, doing something great thing to make a difference. It can be a simple something. In his case, it was just a person who makes biryani. And that day, as I left Dras, and I could see the roads go by, I just felt as if I was leaving somebody who was very, very close to me. Somewhere along the way, this composition entered my realm. And for lack of any better name to this composition, I call this the biryani story. I hope you enjoy it. Ambi Subramaniam, Pratik on Sarod. Ooh, this was higher than my dress. I just want to say that I'm going to be a little more benevolent with my appreciation and names of people who are playing with me because I'm meeting them after 2 years. And I just, right at this moment, am realizing how lucky I am to know these genius musicians as my friends. Absolutely. The next one is a very, very beautiful Himachali folk, which when I heard for the first time, I insisted that Kaushiki sing this because she can sing almost anything, but something about Himachali folk and her voice just goes beautifully. I don't know whether you have ever done this, but high up in the meadows, they're called bugiyals in Garhwal, green meadows, 12,000 feet, 13,000 feet. You just lie down on the grass and you see the clouds just forming, almost slow motion. It's just magical. It transforms you to a place. And sometimes that समय थम जाने का जो कॉन्सेप्ट है वो शायद हम लोगों को अभी हाल ही में समझ आया है कि समय थम जाना क्या बोलते हैं. I think I have experienced that in the Himalayas. Sometimes just time comes to a standstill. I request Kaushiki to please sing this song.
छुपी जांदा चंद्रमा छुपी जांदा चंद्रमा छुपी जांदे तारे हो छुपी जांदा चंद्रमा छुपी जांदे तारे हो दिए भला नहीं छुपे दिलान दे प्यारे हो दिए भला
In case anybody didn't know, that's Kaushiki Chakraborty. The next story, I would be nice. I'll urge you to listen a little more carefully because very rarely do such instances happen in people's lives. And I was very, very fortunate to see this one. At around 7:30 in the evening, I reached a small village called Gumbuj near Kaza in Himachal. I was very, very tired. It was a long 8-9 hour journey. Reached there, I just wanted to crash, and suddenly my driver cum guide said कि आपको कुछ दिखाना है, चलिए. मैंने कहा यार कल देखते हैं ना. नहीं सर वो आप चलिए ना, वो आज ही होगा जो. So generally I don't say no to such people because they usually don't insist upon something, especially village hill people. They are very soft, quiet, vinamrata. But in this case, because he was insisting, I thought I'll go and see. I went to it was I think, half an hour walk up the mountainside to a small house, which was half house and a half cave. It was black in color. I entered, it was a small, dingy room. There were lamps. And very quickly, I realized that I was part of a shamanistic ritual. Where I was sitting behind. There was a boy who was lying down and shivering. So I asked my guide, इनको क्या हुआ है? बोले इनको 7-8 दिन से बुखार है, 103, 104 नीचे आ ही नहीं रहा. तो I said, यहाँ पे क्या होने वाला है? कहता नहीं, ठीक करने वाला है. अब I had no clue what they were talking about. So after some time, the priest came. He was I'm sure part-time he was working as a postman somewhere, but in the evening he does this. He was wearing a pant and shirt when he came, and he went inside and wore a robe, came out, and he sat in front of the deity. And he started chanting. And I'm a musician, I can understand the sounds, and I could make out that it was a particular dialect. And after some time, he asked the father to, the kid was lying down on the ground in a pillow. He asked the father to wear a robe, and now the priest and the father are sitting together. Interestingly, I had a camera, and I decided to shoot this. So I went on this angle to shoot what was going to happen, because I got a feeling that something's going to happen here which I usually have not seen. And suddenly, this kid's father had a convulsion. He started shaking like this. And by the way, I'm pretty much a non-believer in anything which doesn't make logical sense, but I'm just telling you verbatim what I saw. He was shaking. And now he started talking to the priest in a language which is clearly not a dialect I'd heard thus far. It seemed like a kind of another language. And they were kind of conversing, and he did a little bit of theatrics, the priest, and this went on for around 7-8 minutes, and then he quietened down. And then they opened the windows, and it was dark outside, but the fresh air came in. As soon as the convulsions had started happening, I started recording. It got over, I switched off my camera. I asked him what happened. He said there was a spirit which was there in this father, and the priest communicated him to leave the child alone. Seems bizarre, Harry Potter-ish. What is happening? And I'm this city-bred dude. I don't understand all this. So I said, whatever. So I went back. After dinner, I wanted to check the footage. I pressed the play button. There was just a static line. There was nothing else. There was no footage. Immediately after this incident, when I was coming down to the village, I was shooting the moon. That is there. What happened before that is there. This is not there. Again, I'm a non-believer, I said, some malfunction. And then from there, next 2-3 days, we went somewhere else. And on the way back, my curiosity was, कि ये लड़का कैसा है? How is he doing? So we went past his house. I asked the driver to stop. पूछ के आओ ना, कैसा है वो लड़का? So we went there. And the kid was playing outside. तो उसे बुखार बहुत कम है, अभी 99 जैसा है. Nothing, and went back. The thought just occurred to me, ki, what did I see? What did happen? But the truth is the kid was unwell when I had seen him and he was playing around. Something did happen. The driver, my guide, had a very logical explanation to all this. He said, "Sab, यहाँ पे डॉक्टर आने में ना 2 दिन लगते हैं. तो हमने अपने we have created our own things to heal. We are healers. You may disbelieve what we are doing, but the fact is it heals people. And I don't think so. I would have believed it only that during this COVID times, when the entire medical fraternity was out there injecting viruses in us, I'm surely we were absolutely clueless as to what's happening. And a lot of that boiled down to faith and belief. Who am I to question what I saw in Gaza? My next song is Faith. Ani Choying Drolma. It's amazing when she just chants. It just seems the world comes to a standstill. We are so blessed that God has given us so many kind of gifts. I think more than not, I think it's becoming clear, and I keep on saying this to everybody, that entertainment is one part of it. But music does much more. It heals, it ignites, it makes you think. And if music cannot do that, then clearly music is not happening. I'm so blessed that we have Ani Choying Drolma from Nepal amongst us. The next story, I'm not going to name the person, just to keep his identity intact. It's a very simple story. In Kashmir, while I was traveling, a poet came to meet me. We sat down, chatted, we talked. Amazing mind. Writes a lot of protest songs for what's happening in Kashmir. Says, कहाँ सुंदर वादियों के बारे में लिखने को मन करता है? कहाँ है वो कश्मीर? And I quite understood that. He said, एक काम करिए ना, शाम को आइए घर पे ज़रा चाय पीते हैं, कावा पिलाते हैं आपको मैं, आइए ना. So I went there. Evening, I rang the bell. Door was opened by a lady. She opened and she kept on looking at me. I said, namaste. She didn't say namaste, nothing. She was just looking at me. I looked around, I said, I took his name, I said, wo hai kya? She didn't say anything. She just kept on looking at me. From behind, my poet friend came out, said, aiye. And he took me to the drawing room, sat down. She went a little far away and sat on a table, in a chair, but she kept on looking at me. And I'm talking to him. I could feel that she's looking at me. And I don't know whether you felt this. That part of the face becomes warm when somebody's staring at you like that. And you know that person is staring. After some time, he understood I was uncomfortable. And he says, माफ करिएगा, उनकी आदत है. क्या है कि 4 साल पहले हमारा बेटा खो गया. पता नहीं अफवाह हो गया या सरहद पार चला गया, जिंदा है, मर गया, टेररिस्ट बन गया, क्या पता नहीं पता. पर घर में जब कोई भी आता है तब मेरी जो मिसेस हैं वो देखते रहती है कि क्या मेरा लड़का वापस आया है. और बस मैं उनको देखने देता हूँ, क्योंकि शायद यही है, इसीलिए वो जिंदा है. Himalayas has all kinds of stories, and beautiful stories, lovely sceneries, beautiful mountains, but also reality of the Himalayas, especially Kashmir, is, as we speak, so many boys, they just disappear. Where they go, you don't know. There's no closure. And I remember when this incident really, really hit me. And I think around 25 days later, when I was crossing Uttarakhand, this incident came to me and a melody came along with it. It almost viraha, from there an idea of a thumri, and for them there the idea of longing, which is the central idea of a thumri. And I remember I called Kaushiki from wherever I was, and I said that, I didn't tell her the story. I said कि एक धुन है, कुछ करते हैं. And so presenting you longing. Kaushiki. She generally doesn't want me to say these things, but whatever she doesn't want me to say, I usually say it. So the lyrics are written by her. So. We'll have a change in mood because there was a change in my part. I was in Nepal, Ani's place. So I love adventure sports. I got to know about this small airport near Pokhara where you could do kind of tandem gliders. Tandem gliders, the concept is very simple, which I didn't understand, which is why I'm telling the story, is basically a engined aircraft ties a rope and a non-engined glider takes off and it goes to a height of 12,000 feet and they cut the rope. That part I didn't know. And then it kind of keeps on coming down. And the view was amazing. I could see Machu Picchu, I could see Annapurna 1, Annapurna 2. It was gorgeous, but yeah, this is scary. But the story is about this incredible lady that I met there, who's a doctor called Valentina. She's a Russian. Suddenly remembered that the story has nothing to do with what is happening currently, which is unfortunate. But yeah, Valentina is a doctor. She was in medical college in Russia, where she met a Nepalese schoolmate. He had gone from Nepal to study medicine. So they were both doctors, graduated from there, fell in love, got married, and now came back to Nepal. He was an idealist doctor. He didn't want to work in a big city. He wanted to work in a small village. So he kind of adopted this village near Pokhara where he started working. And interestingly, Valentina's family, they're all aviation engineers. So her great-great-grandfather would be part of the Sputnik design team who made the rocket. Two brothers are fighter pilots and test pilots. So aviation was, बोलते ना खून में रग में चल रहा था. And they had come to visit their sister. And that's when they found this beautiful place, which is aerodynamically amazing. And they proposed the idea, why don't we start a kind of a flying school here? And they got down a knockdown condition in an aircraft. And they started flying. They found flying conditions fantastic. And 1, 2, 3 aircraft started, and it became a roaring stuff, roaring business. Yet, Valentina was working on an ideology, and this is the absolute crazy part, is the entire airport is run by village kids. There are no experts from anywhere around the world manning this. These are village kids who have been educated by Valentina and her family in wind speeds, calculations, refueling, hangars, dismantling of the aircrafts, getting them ready for takeoff. Because she said that if I was going to do something here, I would have to empower the people who work here. I just cannot get people from outside. So this is Valentina for you. And when I was there, it was amazing. Half pant mein, chaddi banane mein ek banda mere ko bol raha, sir, how much fuel do you need? And it was like technical language these guys were speaking, but they were absolutely village kids. Fascinating world. The year I went, a few years back, Valentina's son had died in an air crash in the same airport. Valentina obviously went through a depression. She had lost a son, and she was kind of she was holed up in her house. And then the thought occurred to her that what's happening to my school and the airport, let me go and see. And she went there, and she described to me this thing that, Shantanu, in the runway, these kids would be sitting there. And the local guys, watchman told me, sir, madam, ye to har roz aate hain yahan pe. एक महीना हो गया यहीं पके बैठते. They lie down on the runway. There's no other life. There's nothing else. This is what they know. This is what they knew. And that's Valentina's logic, saying that I lost my son, but there's so many sons who are waiting for me. And that kind of brought her back. And when I went there, she was really this roaring mama, fighting out instructions. And she told me, "Aap jaiye na, bada maza aayega." And she speaks amazing Hindi. This is a Russian lady. So I went there, and it was the craziest thing I've ever done, and the scariest thing I've ever done. Especially when that part when the rope comes out and it comes down and it lands. It's fascinating. And this composition actually, the Annapurna is around 23,000 feet, the first 8,000 meter peak ever to be climbed. And my glider was going alongside it, and I could see it, and it was just fascinating. It was fearful, but it was also something I'd never seen in my life. For lack of any better name, this composition always comes to me as free. I was so free in that glider. I was gliding down and presenting this composition. For those that are interested, it's in Panch Matra. Kids were saying, Shantanu, all your songs, compositions are puts you in a meditative space, kuch karo na. So I said, tum hi karo. And they did this. I think this is a great time, yeah. It's a great time to introduce these incredible musicians. I'll start with the person absolutely on the right, Pratik on Sarod. He's a new entrant in Mumbai from Kolkata. He starts, with this concert, he shifts bass. Need your blessings to bless him so that you can hear more of him. The guy who looks like Don Corleone on drums is Vaibhav. And the guy who has the most incredible deadlocks is on the percussions, Kirti. Kirti, can you show your deadlocks? Can you show? This very sweet Rasgulla, sweet-faced killer of a guitar player, Rick Raj. Sitting next to him is this diminutive character who looks like a nuclear scientist in the making, is Ralph Menezes on the bass. Archit on the keyboards. He's my son's classmate. I've seen him from this. It's wonderful that he's sharing the stage with me. A special applause to Lokhon. Lokhon has come all the way from Assam to play for this concert. Rahul is an extremely shy guy, but a massive piano player. But because he's shy, we try to put him behind this piano. Please welcome Rahul. On my right is the incredibly talented, but more importantly, one of the most amazing human beings I have come across, who has done some outstanding work in this lockdown for people who need. Please, a big round of applause for Ani Choying Trolma. On my left is somebody who I know doesn't need any introduction, but this part of her is very important, that whenever I had needed her to be part of a creation of mine, she's always been there. No questions asked. And I think that is just incredible for an artist of her caliber, for being part of things that I create. Please welcome Kaushiki Chakraborty. And finally, on the left, he's a heartthrob. He's a crush. But I'm warning you, he's just got married. Please welcome Ambi Subramaniam. A big thank you to Vishnu, who has helped me produce this show. He's somewhere in backstage there. Thank you, Vishnu. Chinmay, who's doing the sound, Ketu, who's doing the sound, Beckett, Percy, everybody. These kind of shows take huge movements, and I'm a lazy Bengali, so they all have to do the work. But more importantly, a big thank you to NCPA. If this platform, this hallowed ground was not there, what I'm trying to create would be lost. I'm from that world, Bollywood. I have nothing to say about it. But I think alternate art space is so important so that 100 in Himalayas can be presented. Thank you so much.
Before we end this introduction, the thought behind this entire production, the captain of the ship, who in his head breaks all boundaries and creates mad music, combinations that we've never thought of, things that none of us are very used to doing. He gives us those tasks. And I think in a show like this, he enriches us with his stories. I've rarely met anyone who has stories as interesting as his. So that's why, of course, for his music, but more for who he is, and his stories and his experience and how he sees life. I think we all are here more than as a group of musicians. Eventually, over the years, over the performances, we've become a big, huge family. So the one who binds this family together, ladies and gentlemen, big round of applause for Shantanu Moitra.
The good news is it's the last composition, so you guys can chill and party. But before doing that, I thought we'd just have a little time, and Ani speaks beautifully. So can I request Ani to say something to us? We're all coming out from a apocalyptic world. Just a few lines from you, and then we'll go on to the last composition.
Namaste. It is a real honor for me to be part of this rock bhajan satsang. You know, it's like the most beautiful bhajan kirtan I feel, that satsang that I feel in a very modern, unconventional creativity of Mr. Shantanu Moitra ji. I feel truly blessed that he always thinks of me to be part of this very special group and giving me an opportunity to make my offering to everyone what I've been growing up with. Though I'm not very conventional way of singer, but yet this has been part of my life in my spiritual practice. And the beautiful way of framing, the framework that he comes up with, so many beautiful, talented, and very like a maestros, group of maestros together in his framework of music, where he fits my singing or chanting, however you put it, in such a beautiful manner that it really makes me feel so blessed, truly blessed. And to be able to share the stage with such maestro as Kaushiki ji, you know, this really divine voice that I feel at times, it just, my eyes moist, and then the tear doesn't seem to have much control but to flow down, which I feel it's like a very purifying experience, a deep, deep, deep purification. Even talking about it, my eyes immediately gets moist, but out of deep bliss and joy, that's how I feel. And a creative person like Shantanu ji is such a blessing in my life that really added so beautiful value of my existence, and with the blessing that I have been with such ability to sing or chant, however you say it, that he gave me a chance to offer it to you all and accumulate very meritorious energy in my life. So, but after this COVID, this is probably the first opportunity for me to really make this offering to the audience. So I'm very, very grateful, and especially to NCPA, Madam Rao, thank you so much, and the whole team of NCPA, thank you so much. I am really grateful for this opportunity. And these brothers, amazing brothers that I've been blessed with, their talent and their skills in music. I feel so rich, inside out. Even though he said I'm a good speaker, but I don't know. At times there are moments where I feel like a mute person with the experience of sweetness of the honey, where I don't find the right word to really make justice to my feeling and expression, but yet from deep, deep, deep inside, I feel this deep joy and deep bliss inside. So I hope together with all of us, we have been able to transmit that to you, even this is for a short time. And I really hope and pray that I will have more and more opportunity in the future to make this offering to you all, very noble brothers and sisters here. So thank you so much. Though we all kind of complain about the COVID experience for the past almost 2 years, but on the other hand, I think we can also think in a better way of as a blessing in disguise. This has given us a time to reflect inside, which is the most important thing in our life as we grow older or wiser, however you put it, which is the process of life. And we have to grow richer. And even though in the outer look it may look unfavorable condition, but yet if you reflect deeply inside, it seems to become the most favorable thing to experience within, which really gives you a chance to see your inner potential in your existence to add value in others' life, however way possible. So let's rejoice on that instead of being sad about what has happened for the past 2 years. But this has given us a moment to recharge us with the right energy and right attitude towards life and bloom more beautifully and to spread the fragrance of life in however in the future we may have have to come across. So let's rejoice in the name of life and its process. Good comes in experience of joy. Even the unfavorable, so-called the bad, also comes in a way of lesson that helps us to grow wiser in the process of life. Let's rejoice. Thank you again. And
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
So Ani used to tell me that I want to do something else apart from chants. So I gave her this composition. I don't know why I always felt that she has such a beautiful voice and like a song lines would be suiting her so much. And I think just hear her on this song. She's just divine. It's called Guru Naman. Both Ani, the last song, both Ani and Kaushiki will be singing this for you.
Choying
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. There's one thing that I've learned from the Himalayas. If even there is one listener listening to your stories, your music, whatever, bow your head down with reverence for the incredible opportunity that you get, for that somebody is listening to you. Here we have so many of you. Can you have the entire team on stage out here?